After one of our longest, toughest winters in nearly 2 decades, and with layoffs hitting the tech world pretty hard, is Denver really still one of the best places for early and mid-career professionals, aka millennials? Hey everybody, it's Alyson with Live South Denver, your real estate strategist and realtor for the South Denver area. Yes, I brought up the dirty word of layoffs, so let's dive right into talking about jobs and what the market looks like here, because that is a huge determining factor of whether Denver is still any good at all for someone looking to move here. And since we are such a big tech city, one of the top 10, the tech part of that is really a big deal. CompTIA's annual State of the Tech Workforce report showed that net tech employment across Colorado was actually up by 10,000 employees in 2022. That was a net growth rate of 4.3%, which completely outpaced the nation, whose average growth rate was 3.2%. Their report also confirmed that Colorado ranked 7th among job growth. And even where the news is going with tech and layoffs, CompTIA's forecast for Colorado is that there will be 3.6% growth in the tech world just in Colorado for 2023, which is an estimated nearly 9,000 new jobs, actually 8,960 to be exact, which leads the nation. So Colorado is really expected to be at the tip of the spear in terms of new jobs, especially in the tech world. And in my market update at the start of the year, I was forecasting much of the same data based on what we're seeing for how strong the job market is here in Colorado across all sectors aside from real estate and mortgages finance. Because we do really see that there are some shifts going on in this world, particularly finance and banking right now, right? That has not changed. The tech sector growth in Colorado is expected to be 11% over the next 5 years, so that growth is really not slowing down. Now, I'm focusing on tech just because that is really, in some way, shape, or form, nearly everyone who is moving here, whether it be with Dish Network, whether it be with aerospace, whether it be with fintech. There is some aspect of tech in nearly every job that is bringing in relocation. Every once in a while it's not. I do have some folks who are moving here for a professorship, who are moving here for oil and gas, though that is usually somewhat related to tech down the line in some way, shape, or form. So we take all this data for jobs and tech and we pair it with Colorado's fantastic lifestyle, right? The ability to get into the mountains in 90 minutes, foothills that are 20 minutes away, biking and trails and open space that are woven all in and throughout the community, so that you can just get outside right after work and sometimes in the middle of your workday. Hello, remote work. And we see why Colorado is just such a top destination for early and mid-career professionals. One magazine ranks Denver the 6th best place for millennials to move to post-pandemic, and Fortune magazine ranks their top places for millennials to work, and 7 of those places are right here in Colorado. Now, WalletHub is known for some great best of the best lists, and here's what they have to say about Colorado. It's the number 10 best state for millennials. Denver is the number 13 best place to start a career, as well as the number 23 spot for a job. Denver is number 14 for greenest cities in the US, and number 13 for best big city to live in. So if all of this is swaying you, then what does it look like to plant some roots here? What is cost of living? Well, Rent.com ranks Denver the number 2 best city for rent to income ratio, second only behind Austin. Now, that's a big deal when we're looking at major cities. So it's not just cost of rent, it's your rent to income ratio. How much of that money you're earning are you putting out just to live here? Because a lot of folks, when they're moving here, particularly those early to mid-career professionals, are renting for at least a little while when they first get here. So Denver, number 2 out of all the big cities, because the big cities are where they pay the big bucks. And if home buying is on your list of things to achieve, CNBC, Smart Asset, and Rocket all rank Denver number 2 for millennial home buyers. If you're wanting to dig in a little bit more into cost of living, I have an updated video right here. Colorado is also the state with the 3rd highest percentage of millennials in the state, which means finding folks who fit your demographic, your stage of life, your interest is not hard here. And with the millennials having a wide set, right, of ages, late 20s to early 40s, and this is true for all of those demographic sets that they create, it's important to be able to have people in your age group. Something else to note, they're not all concentrated downtown. The median age for downtown Denver dwellers is 34 and a half years old. The median age for those who live in Castle Rock and Parker is 35 to 35 and a half years old. The median age for those that live in Colorado Springs, 34.7 years old. Now, if you want something younger, you can get below a median age of 30 by looking in our college towns. So Boulder, Fort Collins, you can definitely pull that number down. If you're looking in other areas, other burbs, Highlands Ranch, Arvada, Broomfield, Lakewood, that median age goes up toward the 40s. So if you are looking at Denver, looking to put some roots down here, whether it's buying or renting, where are some good spots for you? Well, downtown may fit for you if you love that active urban lifestyle. There are loads of parks in downtown, so it's not like you're never going to see anything green, but it is great for connecting with friends after work, particularly if you're new to town and you're wanting to be around more young people, people who do stay out later, people who stop in at coffee shops, do a lot of takeout. It's just a very different vibe in the downtown area. Lots more bars, lots more shops, boutiques, definitely getting your exercise outdoors, running at parks, less gyms. So that lifestyle is what you would find downtown. Neighborhoods my clients and I love down there would include Cap Hill, Cheeseman Park, Lowhigh, City Park West. If you still like the downtown area, but you're wanting your first home and that fits in your budget, because certainly if you're near downtown, you are getting less home footprint for the money. I mean, obviously your commute is less. So anything closer to downtown is going to cost more than it would be if you're in the burbs. Some of my favorite neighborhoods and ones my clients also love, Platt Park. Now that one's closer to DU, but you are still really close to downtown, and I love that area. You've got farmers markets, parks, shops right in the neighborhood. Wash Park, always a hit. You are certainly paying a pretty penny to be there, but what a great lifestyle over there. Hilltop Park Hill, the Highlands. And then if living in the burbs is where you're thinking is the good fit for you, whether you like a quieter lifestyle, need a yard, have kids, looking at schools, have several pets and dogs, just want something a little different, then there are so many options. Oh my goodness. You've got the north side of Denver. You've got the south side. You can go a little east, you can go a little west. So you probably just need to talk to someone to figure out what works for you. Where you're working also matters. If you're working remote, then the whole set of Denver is your oyster. You get to pick and choose. Now, I know for my Denverites that are moving into the burbs, the conversations we are having revolve around a couple different things. We're talking about schools and school districts, whether they have kids or are going to be having kids. We're talking about lifestyle. How close are we to the foothills? How often are we going into the mountains? What is our commute to the things that are of interest to us? Sometimes it's reservoirs for paddleboarding, boating, water sports, things like that. So the lifestyle piece is a big one. And then the type of home. Are we going new construction or are we not? Are we looking for a home that is in mature trees, larger lots, little elbow room, big privacy fences? Because that will also determine where we get to look. Answering the question from the top of the video, yes, Denver really is still truly a fantastic place for early and mid-career professionals, AKA millennials. I know that's kind of a maligned label, right? But it shouldn't be. When we compare what it costs to live here versus cities like Miami, DC, Boston, Austin, New York, most of the places in California, Dallas, really the cost of living here is less. And weather, lifestyle-wise, most people prefer it here aside from maybe California. I mean, it's pretty dreamy there most of the year. But that is where it is almost most expensive to be, is most of California. So it all balances out to where you have the opportunity to have your lifestyle, have 4 seasons, have great housing costs relatively so to all these major cities, huge opportunity to grow your career. You've got a great airport for traveling in and out of. I love it here. I came from the East Coast. I don't think there's a better place to live. So you're just gonna find me biased, I suppose. But if I can help you answer any questions about moving to Denver, you wanna chat more about what parts of town might fit for you, please reach out. You know I would love to connect, and I will see y'all next week.